really quick. I'll give you guys some time to get on. Just a second. Let me know. Let me see. Nah. If you are watching this, you are watching the replay, and I'm live, so that's why I'm being so silly. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody who's watching this replay. Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hello, it's good to see you. I'm gonna wait for some of my friends to join before I get to talking, honey. But it's so good to see you guys. So good. Hey, good to see you. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Hey, good to see you. It's so good to see you. Look at my friend. Passion, hey. All right. Hello. Good morning. Hey, good morning. All right. Look at Kimberly. She up this morning. I know that's right. You better talk about it, Jacobs. Hey, Linnell. Hey, April. Hey, friends. Guys, now listen. I have officially relocated. I was moving, so that's why you guys haven't seen me do any lives. You haven't seen me do pretty much anything. I just been like going. Hey, good to see you. So I was like, I gotta come back, and talk to my people because I've been on the like, y'all know how it is when you relocating. You got a lot of stuff. I just have like a lot of boxes and stuff like that, and all my stuff was just like packed up. And before I left, this is what I did. I tore down everything and threw all of my studio, like the way I had it set up. I threw all that away because I had that for like almost like 2 years. So I was like, it's time to start over because all that candle dye. How many people know that candle dye will ruin some stuff? So it was so much candle dye and wax and stuff everywhere that I was like, I just need to start over. So I had just, I got me like a metal prep table, and I'm going to add to that and, get more tables and stuff like that, and shelves, and that's the way I'm going to do it. And as you can see, like behind me, like I got, shelves, and I still haven't even put up all my fragrances yet. I still got like my fragrances in a box. But this is, as you can see, it's a lot. I got a lot of fragrance, like filled up this whole shelf. So let me tell y'all some good stuff that's going on. I was supposed to go out to the garage and grab the bowl. But anyway, we doing a cereal bowl class. I was like, since I've been missing, I'm like, let me start doing some live classes, like some stuff where people can just come and hang out and interact. So we got a cereal bowl class coming up. This is coming up. This coming up really soon too. If you in Patreon, you can see it in your Patreon. I put it in there. If you look under the subject. So listen, y'all. Some of y'all in Patreon and don't know how to use it. If you go on a browser and not inside the app, because I wish they had the app set up this way, but for some reason, it's not like that for me on the app. If you go in a browser and you go to Patreon and you log in that way, you can look under the categories. Under the vendor category last night, if you are a $20 member, I put a vendor on there that just uploaded about 20 fragrances, maybe about 20 roughly, and they $10 a pound. And they are some good soaping and body fragrances. I'm not the person that tell you to use stuff for your candles unless I feel like, I particularly love this company for my candles. I don't. And so when it comes down to like your body butters and your soaps and stuff like that, I use this company for that. And I want you guys to go on there and take advantage of it because they having it, and it's all $10. It's $10 a pound. So if you are on that $20 tier and Patreon, go and get the information. Click straight to the link because it came straight to. That's why it's good to stay on that level, because some people get on that level and they're like, oh, I got the vendors, I'm leaving. They don't realize that I be uploading vendors and sales and stuff like almost every other day. As soon as I catch it, I upload it. And you can go to a lot of different Patreons and nobody is the plug. Like I got Patreon, myself as a member of other people Patreons, and they will have a different tier saying, "Oh, we give you access to live classes." I give y'all live classes on a smaller level. Like you get live classes on a $10 level. So that's not even nothing special. But what you do get on that $20 level is you get the recorded classes and you get access to those vendors. And the vendors that I give you be like, people don't realize fragrance is well, I know they do. Fragrance is the most expensive thing to buy when you have a candle company. Like fragrance is I mean, listen, if you going to spend money on something, like when you making candles and stuff like that and body care products, like you're going to spend money on some olive oil, some castor oil and all that kind of stuff. All of those vendors is in there. We got it's another day. I'm gonna post it again today. It's another day of that sale I gave y'all the other day. Remember the other day I gave y'all the sale for the castor oil, $6 a pound. It's around like six something a pound, like $6.80 a pound. You get a 16-ounce bottle for $6.80. Go and get in there now and look it up because I just was on there the other day talking to a young lady. And just basically type in, if you on that level, that $20 tier, type in castor oil and go to that link because they got it on sale again. So you type that in, and then vegetable glycerin as well. I'm not sure the price of the vegetable glycerin because I didn't check that one this morning, but I did get an email about that. So it's what I do, and then I gave y'all citric acid, and the citric acid was like for 50 pounds. I think it was like it wasn't no more than it was not even over $80 for 50 pounds. And some lady asked me, they was like, I think she was like, what's the discount code? And I was like, girl, do you know how much citric acid costs? You don't need no darn discount code. This is the discount code in itself. Like this, let me tell you something. Citric acid is expensive as crap. Like for real, you could pay well, for citric acid, they charge you for a 5 pound like $25. So I'm giving you 50 pounds for under 80. So that is on the vendor level tier. I wanted to tell y'all this stuff because I don't be knowing if y'all be working so much that y'all don't pay attention to it. Because this is how I get all of these, like all this darn brand, like all this stuff, all this micas and all that. I don't be paying full price for that crap. I don't pay full price for nothing. It's rare. Like I just was on there the other day. Hey Bridget, I was just on there the other day and I was telling them, I'm like, yo, we get ready to do our cold processing soap class. Y'all need to go and get this stuff now while it's on sale. It was like 15% off for the fragrance that we're going to use for our class. And I was like, y'all better go ahead and order it now. Because I'll have this cold process soap class with y'all, but I just want to let y'all know some things about cold processing soap. You cannot just use any fragrance. Like you must know, like if you got a 5 pound batch and you making a 5 pound batch. Hey, good to see you, Kim. That's Dr. Kim. But anyway, if you making a 5 pound batch and you put just like, let's say you just like, all right, I wanna use this fragrance. Don't you know that this stuff can like really like just it can get out of control. Like it could separate. You can have ricing. You can have like it just like coming out of the mold, like volcanoing. Like there's so many different there's so many different things that can happen. That's why I really don't do cold process. I do hot process because I like to be able to just use any kind of fragrance that I want to use at any time. I don't like to be restricted on what I can use and what I can't use. I can use a 5-year-old fragrance that I had or a 2-year-old fragrance that I had and be fine in hot process soap. But in cold process, you need to make sure that it cooperates and behaves. Hey, good to see you. It behaves. So I gave y'all the fragrance that we're going to be using so that it will behave inside the class, the cold process. So, but if y'all go and try to say, I'm just going to do pomegranate and rose or something like, I'm just going to do pomegranate or I'm just going to do this or lime or this, and then y'all come to me because this what y'all be doing. Y'all come to me and say, oh, I don't know what happened. Look at this. And I'm like, okay, y'all, like what did you do wrong? I followed every instruction. I said, well, what kind of fragrance you use? I used it, but that wasn't the one that you was told to use. So you gotta follow the instructions. So we have in our cold process class, our cold process and soap class, we have in a cereal bowl candle making class. And the cereal bowl candle making class is basically we're gonna come together. I gave you guys the wick sizes. I gave you guys the size bowls to use, and it's all free. You know, we don't pay. If you got a Patreon and you're a $10 a month member, on that level you can join us in those classes. On those levels, you can't do the vendors like how we do, where we get our stuff for cheap, but you can join us in those classes. I don't do that. I don't just be like, oh, this is only for the $20 tier. No, the $20 tier is the people that say, I am tired today. Diamond, I can't make it to class. Post that replay. The $20 tier have access to the replay and they don't have to pay for it. And then the replay is posted on my website, maybe for like $5 or $8. And the people on that tier, if they want to get the replay, that's how they get it. I have to do it that way, and that's the way I like it. So, the people on the $20, they feel like, one girl came to me and she was like, and that was Latoya. Latoya, she was like, you gotta help me get off this because I don't feel right on this tier. She's like, I don't feel right, and so she upgraded. Yay! She said she got her, yes, get your gas. And if you on that, listen, if you on that $20 tier, do not say it in the comments, y'all, because remember, if you say something, then people gonna get it and you're not gonna get it because they're gonna buy it up. It'll be hundreds of people that will watch the replay and they will take it down. But if you go on the Patreon, and what I posted late last night, I was up, y'all, at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I posted the vendor for $10 a pound fragrance. Now, when it come down to they soap and a body products with them fragrances, hands down, ain't nothing to play with. It ain't nothing to play with. That's all I use it for is my body products. So you go on there now and get your fragrances because they got some good stuff. I remember I got one of their fragrances from and they discontinued it, and I had it at my pop-up shop, and it's a hit. It's a hit. She said I was up and I went, yeah, because I tried to tell, and there was a young lady there the other day, and she inboxed me and she was like, Miss Diamond, it's gone. She was like, it's gone. And I had to tell her, because I posted, it was some peach fragrance or something like that, and it was like, this stuff was low. It was like under $10 a pound. It was lower than that. It was like, one of them was like $5 a pound, $6 a pound. And she was like, Miss Diamond is going. And I was like, I gotta tell you guys, if it's going, then you you gotta stop snoozing. When I post this stuff, y'all gotta go after it so fast. She said I'm having the best life on the $20 tier. Yeah, you gotta go after it like really quick. You cannot waste time because this stuff will not be available. It's like, because I started the $20 tier, and I really honestly thought, like, I was like, oh, people are cheap. Only a few people going to join it. Now we got over 50 people. And so because we got all of these people, when they see it, they like, oh, when I was telling them about getting their mica powders, because let me tell you something. If I'm telling y'all to get y'all mica powders, Diamond gonna make sure Diamond got a lot of mica powders. Like, this is nothing. I still haven't even unpacked my boxes. I ordered a whole lot of mica powder. I know I'll be using it. So I was like, if I'm gonna catch it on sale, let's go ham. Let's get a whole lot of mica powder. And I'm not buying no cheap, flimsy, rinky dinky stuff. All the stuff that I post is good. So she was like, I can't. And I was like, listen, baby. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna have to know that whenever I post it, you need to get it right away. I can't, it's nothing I can say to you. You're going to have to get it right away. So the other day I had posted some baby butter. And so from what I just found out, I'm the only person that got a soft recipe for baby butter. So I posted that recipe for baby butter, and I got the recipe and I altered it to my liking, and it turned out really good. And this has been sitting out. I left the top off of it on purpose because I wanted to see like how, and so this it was on my back porch or whatever, and it's cold and stuff at night. So I just wanted to see how it, responds to like climate changes, and I left it out for a few days, and look how soft it is. It's very soft. It's very soft, very very soft. And so I posted that the other day for y'all, and that was some baby butter. It was a very sensitive recipe, and that's why I don't recommend like changing things in it, because it's sensitive. It's all the stuff that you would use on a baby's skin. It just recommended not to use sunflower oil because I gave y'all the recipe and I put, I put all that on YouTube. Use the safflower. Don't use the sunflower because we know we substitute it in our body butters, but you can't do that with a baby because safflower oil is only good for babies that's 4 months and older. And it does something to the water. It does something to the water in their skin. I forget what it does, but sunflower oil can be for 4 months and older. So when I have my baby, I can't use if I put sunflower. I could use it if I use safflower. So that particular day, I did not find my safflower oil. I used the sunflower, so I ended up giving it to somebody that had a baby that was a little bit older because I'm making all natural products when I have the baby. Excuse me. But anyway, long story short, I'm gonna tell y'all. So go on and get there. Y'all can leave off this YouTube right now and go to the Patreon and look at the post from last night and get your fragrance. I just want to tell y'all that because I don't want y'all to miss that. That is a really good deal. Like, you can get your summer line started $10 a pound. Like, go on there and take advantage of it. And I'm gonna tell y'all another thing about the company. They have very, very low shipping prices. Their shipping prices are really low. So if you're gonna go on there, like if I was you, I would just take $100, $200 and just get you, 10 bottles or 20 bottles. Either way around, if you get that, it's gonna set you up. Okay. All right. So another thing is people in other countries that can't really do the Patreon. I don't know what it is, as they say it don't work in their country. Some people have app restrictions and stuff like that in different countries. If you look, they're trying to ban TikTok. They're trying to ban TikTok and in the US, but they have the ability to ban it. They have the ability to do it. So you have the ability to take out different apps and stuff in different countries. So some people will say they don't get Patreon. Okay, so I stopped paying attention to my website. I don't even be like, promoting my website or anything like that. I did this for y'all. I put up a code and it says Shine50. Okay, so every class on my website is 50% off. So if you go on diamondshinesoap.com and you put in Shine50, every single class, if you're a Patreon member, don't do it. But if you're not, every single class is 50% off. So that means if it's $5, it's $2.50, And I'm not taking it down yet. I just have it up there because I just stopped paying attention to it. So I just uploaded some recent classes and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let me start working on this and keeping that going as well. Because I'm like, I know it's people that just, they can't join the Patreon. And I don't want to just focus everything into that, put all of my eggs in that and forget about that. So y'all can go and take advantage of that. It's 50% off. So we got soap making, lotion, candle, wick training. Y'all need to do that. Wick training is something. Oh, y'all need to be looking at them darn posts on Facebook, and I'm like, that's a double wick vessel. That's a triple wick vessel. What you doing with one wick in there? And I just be like, man, like I say, golly. So, I put it on there. I put it on Facebook and let people know. But I just been, y'all, I've been in the mix. I've been like just moving and stuff. But today I'm going to upload a turmeric facial mask. I'm going to upload that one. I got me a crock pot because I know a lot of people who make hot processed soap. I'm a stove person, and I taught my girls how to do it on a stove. And they do good with it. But one of them, she was just, she was having a little trouble, because she was like turning the heat up too high, like she was frying some chicken. And she was burning the soap up, drying up all the waters and stuff, and making everything evaporate. and it was just a hot mess. So I was like, I need to teach y'all how to do the crock pot method first, which is how I learned. So you can have more of a control over how hot it is, and you just slowly gradually cook it. And when it's in a crock pot, you don't have to worry about too much of it coming out and volcanoing, because it's more you just have more control when it's in a crock pot. So I went and got me another crock pot or whatever, because I got a huge crock pot, like a roaster. That one is right here. This one, this is really big, really, really, really big. But I don't particularly like using it unless I'm having an event and I got to make like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 25 pounds of soap at one time. So I really don't be liking to use that one. Because it's so big that you got to really fill it up just so it don't dry everything up, and. But so I got another one. So we're gonna do some aloe vera hot process soap next weekend. We're doing aloe vera hot process soap, and we're gonna do a fluid hot process soap as well. I'm giving y'all the recipe. I gave y'all the recipe. I put it in the Patreon. So we got a hot. This is. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't want to do no hot process soap because I do it all the time. That's all I always taught y'all to do that, because I made them myself for years. So that's something that I wanted to venture into the cold process, and I gave y'all a poll, and you guys was like, we want to do hot process. And I was like, what? How y'all want to do hot process? And we've been doing hot process. I guess it's just the people that's been doing it for a while that just want to come and perfect a new recipe. So I put that all in there. The recipe for what we're going to be doing is going to be aloe vera. But remember, you can use any kind of additive. If you want to use turmeric, you can use turmeric when we come, and I'll just give you guys the exact amount of turmeric to put in it. Because remember, everything has to be put in, and you can't put too much turmeric in. You're going to burn their skin up. And then you got activated charcoal, and you can't put too much of that in because you'll dry the skin out. Me, I don't particularly like activated charcoal because I don't like nothing to kind of dry my skin out. I don't have oily skin. So, but like for my mom, that she'd be waking up and her nose be like greasy. And I'm like, ugh. So for her, like, activated charcoal is really good. And for my kid's father, one of my, my daughter's father, he has like sensitive skin, so it's like that kind of stuff don't work for him. Like he needs something to add moisture. So you just got to know what works for your skin, because some people will be like, this is drying, and it's like it's not drying. It's just you need to know the chemistry of your skin. So if you are a person who requires lotion, you know what I'm saying, requires lotion. So then after you finish, like once we finish, then you add things like shea butter. I in particular like hemp seed oil. Like I add hemp seed oil at the end of my cook. But you can add cocoa butter, you can add shea butter. If you add the cocoa butter, it's gonna get a little hard, a little quicker. So you have to just work a little quicker and get it into the mold. If you add the shea butter, it won't get as hard, but it will kind of like firm up on you. Hemp seed oil do firm up too, but it gives you a great beautiful lather. And it's like right after you make the soap, it's the most I would say valuable, because it's right then and there is when you're really going to get that, because it's not going through the lye process. It's not going through that whole process with the lye. That's why I kind of like hot process a little bit more than cold process. Because you don't have to worry about, because you're getting that pure that pure oil. You know what I'm saying? So you got because the lye is already cooked out. So when you add that hemp seed, or you add that shea butter, or you add that cocoa butter, or that avocado oil, you're going to be able to call it like, avocado soap, or because it's in there. You know what I'm saying? I remember I used to put that shea butter in there. That shea butter would lather up so good. So, that's what I be wanting you guys to do. Like after we finish cooking it, you add all of those things, and then you get like the most out of it. But when you taking it through the lye, like if I'm gonna do goat milk soap, I can put the goat milk inside of the lye, like the ice cubes or whatever inside the lye. But if I add goat milk at the end of my cook, that right there that's really good to do it that way. So that's why I kind of like doing the hot process soap because of that. But I want to teach you guys how to do it in a fluid way so that you can have like better tops, less rustic, and better colors. You know, you get better colors when you do it fluid, and also you can do a lot more with it. It's more fun. You know, because a lot of people see the cold process soap and they like, oh, you know, it looks so fun. And they make those cute soaps and stuff like that. And no, they do. They make beautiful soaps, especially around Christmas time. I seen somebody make a Christmas Scooby Doo soap with soap dough, and it was just so, so beautiful. It was fabulous. It was absolutely adorable. So you can do a whole lot with the cold process, and also when you add like embeds to the top, you don't have to worry about them melting because most people make their embeds, and we making embeds too. I gotta actually make my mold. I have like this. I need to go and start molding these so that I can make my lemon mold. So yeah, so I'm that's what that's what I gotta work on because I'm like I gotta have it done before the class because I gotta come there with my embeds already made. When we do the cold process soap class, guys, you have to make sure that you come with your lye at room temperature. So that's something that I need to post in the Patreon so people will know that. Um, have your lye already done and have it sitting for like an hour or maybe an hour or 2 hours. Just leave it, you know, let it get room temperature because you can't soap while it's hot. You know, it's different than hot process soap. You can soap it at any temperature. But with the cold process, you have to let it be. Hey Danielle, you had to let it be the temperature of the room. So just cool, you know, your lye can't be hot. So y'all need to make sure that y'all do that. I don't know how I can make this announcement to people, but maybe I had to just put it on Facebook so people can see it in the video form. Put it inside of. I gotta make a video and let people know because y'all will come to class and be looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm like, oh, you can't soap right now. You can't soak right now. You gotta wait till it cool off, and it's gonna take a long time to cool off. Lye don't cool off in 5 minutes because remember that is a very hot caustic chemical, and so it's going to take a long time to cool off. So we want to leave it for an hour and come back, or maybe 2 hours, and you know. So I'm gonna just let you guys know that. Then and I'm gonna had to put that. I told y'all, so y'all know, but I had to make sure these people know. Yeah, I had to put that and let them know. Hey, good to see you. Happy Friday. So I gotta do y'all turmeric facial uh mask today, and it was something else. I know I had to do like I said this weekend. I was staying in the house because I just been running off and just going and visiting friends and stuff like that because I'm close. You know, I'm back home pretty much. So I'm like, yay, you know, I get to go to the farmer's market. I get to go, you know, do all the stuff because, you know, at first I was in the country and I was far, you know, and I was just driving hours just to get back, you know, and I'm close. So I'm like, I've been going, but I'm getting today and this weekend, we're going to get some new classes uploaded. And also just preparing y'all for those live classes. Like I told you, go ahead and look at that post from last night. Oh yeah, the laundry soap. That's what I was gonna tell y'all. I got my I got the soap shredder thing. I got it at my feet. That's why I'm looking down. Um I still got my one-on-one training on my website. If you go to the front page at diamondshinesoap.com, you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one coaching, but I really don't do it for skincare. It's really for candle making. Cause that's where I started at with the well, I didn't start with care. I started with skincare, but I'm not a formulator when it comes down to skincare, and so I really don't coach people in that. I coach people in candle making because that's where I'm really, really, you know, I'm confident more. So if you go to the front page of my website, it's still on there. I ain't never take it down. I just don't promote it. I don't promote it. You don't hear me say book your one-on-one coaching session. You know, I used to, but now I really don't. So all right. So basically, I gave y'all some stuff to do. I gave y'all some homework. So I gotta wash all of my little stuff, honey. I'm sitting here looking at all of this. Gotta wash all of this out. I gave y'all some homework, so get y'all oils and stuff today. Uh, and what else? Well, get your oils. That's number one. Don't wait. See, I don't like what y'all be doing because y'all be waiting for stuff to not be on sale no more, and they be like, "Oh, I missed it." Um, yeah. So they be like, I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. Don't want y'all to do that. Don't miss it. Go and get your stuff now. If you gonna go in there now. I want y'all to, because I really would love for y'all to have such inexpensive fragrances for the summer, because the summer is coming and you want to make sure that you're good. You want to get everything. So that means that if you want to buy multiple bottles and stuff like that, buy it. But I don't know how they got the sale set up. I think it's like I would just get one of each that's on sale. Make an order, come back and do another order, or whatever the case may be. Because I think it's like a restriction. Because it was like one of each one of each, whatever. So, but they got the 2 pound option too, so you could do it in 2 pounds. So you could do the 2 pounds for $20, and that's good too. The 2 pound bottles, because I take advantage of them 2 pound bottles. Yes, 'cause it lasts a long time. Okay, so I got some good news for y'all. One more thing that I think I ain't even talk about. I got my wood wicks, and I am testing the wood wick with the Parasoy wax and the soy wax. I think that this would be a very nice thing that we could do just to kind of meet up. Yes, I want to maybe put in a class. So we're gonna do wood wicks inside of the tins. Um, I would not use them in candles. I've not had good luck with them in candles. That's just my opinion. So I'm more so like I gave you guys the places that I like to get it. Every candle making class, I tell you guys. Um, uh, Yo, I can't do. Listen, y'all be them vessels cost. It's like, because the thing for me is, friend, when I order it, guess what? These stuff be sitting, and I just put like I put some apothecary jars in my garage. I put straight sided tumbler minis in my garage. I just put a bunch of jars and stuff in my garage, and guess what it's going to do? It's going to sit there and collect dust. So some of these companies be requiring you to buy a case, and I'm like, dog, I don't want no case of this stuff. So I don't, I don't know, like, yeah, they high, so I don't know. Like, it just, I don't be wanting to buy that stuff, and it just and sit in the garage, and I don't use it because I don't have no plans on buying luxury. I'm not even interested in vessels. Like, I don't like buying glass and stuff now. After the pandemic and the prices went up of everything, and I started going out and selling my stuff at pop-ups, I realized how creative I can be inside of a tin. I went from circle. I got circle tins. I got square tins. Hey, good to see you. I got square tins. I got circle tins. And the square tins, I kind of took those and turned those into like birthday cake. And I put carrot cake. I put all kinds of cake. And they sold. They sold like crazy. I put sweet potato pie. I mean, they sold like crazy because I put a nice label on them and stuff. So people was buying them up. So when I realized, like, I was like, this is cheaper for me to do it this way versus me buying glass, the price of glass and the weight of glass. And then the people didn't, it wasn't like they did not buy the glass. They went for the tins because I put all of the creativity inside of the tin. So when I did a lemon one, um, when I did a lemon one, I put a little lemon in it. Then I put some whip inside of it, like just to hold the lemon in place. They brought every single one of them. I didn't even come back home that day with a lemon candle. As soon as they smelt it, they was sold. They was like, oh my God, oh Jesus, and it sold and they was gone. Birthday cake, and the Fruit Loops and stuff like that. I put a little bit of Fruit Loops in, and what is it, the five, I gave that bowl, and that was the stuff that was selling. So when I realized that, I was like, dang, like, I was like, hey Kanika, I was like, dang, you know what, I'm like, we can make more money doing this versus, like, I'm like, the price of glass is high. So if I can't go and pick up the glass from a candle maker supplier, if I can't go and pick it up and I got to pay for shipping, then I'm like, the profit is different. Like, you got to think about it, because if you paying, like, you got 3 cases and they say, oh, we want $32 shipping for 3 cases, and you sell out of them 3 cases, and you like, next time you like, I need more cases. Then you look up and your price of shipping is $58. Do you understand how much you done spent on the price of shipping? Like, you done brought with those, hey Angela, you done brought with that money, that $58 that you put towards shipping, you done brought like a couple cases. You know what I'm saying? Like, like think about it. Glass don't cost that much. So if I'm gonna spend $58, and you think about how much the price of glass costs, um, and let's just go with something simple like a 12 pack of Masons. If you go to the store and you get a 12 pack of Masons, it's between $5 to $7. Okay, and that's, just because it's the Masons, they do them for Canon, they come with tops. And so if I'm going to go on Candle Science, let's say I want to get a pack of so and so tumblers, like, they'll be like $8 for a 12 case. So when you do the math and you look at it, you like, I'm not, this is not benefiting me if I'm paying all of this shipping. Like, there has to be a thing where I'm like, I'm able to go and pick this stuff up, and that's the way I do. Because when you think about it, the company that I gave y'all for y'all salsa jars, they sell the salsa jars for $7. I gave y'all that vendor, and I was like, just go and get them from there. The tops is expensive, of course, but the salsa jars is only $7. Now, when you start getting it shipped, that's when it all changed. So it's like, when you think about it, you like, you weigh out the cost and you see the reaction, because it's all about the reaction of your customer, your crowd. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how they respond to your products. And when I tell you, I've had overwhelming responses to the tins, to the point where I was like, no point in going back and buying glass, because they didn't even, I'm telling you, these people was walking over my glass. They didn't. I got to the point where I was so desperate to sell the glass that I just made the glasses, like, I was like, oh, just give me $10, give me $5. And normally what would be a $15, $20 candle, I was just selling it just to get rid of it, because I realized that they was not even stunting the glass. Like, they was like, we wanted to, and the reason why they was more turned on to the tins is because the tins have more of a hot throw. They stronger. And because, you smell it more because it's locked up and contained into this metal. And then when you light it, you have metal working along with the flame and everything. So you get an incredible hot throw, more of a hot throw than you would get with just a typical glass vessel. So you come out better, using the tin, and you'll make more money too as well. You'll make way more money. You'll make your money back, and some. Because some people I know, they charge like $15 for their tins. Me, I know that it only cost me $2 and something cent to make a tin, so I can make it at a good price and still, profit a lot. And this is why we go and we got these vendors where we get our stuff for cheap, our fragrances and stuff for cheap and stuff like that, because it brings down the cost of goods. And if you can bring down the cost of goods, then you can sell your stuff at a price. That's why it's not good to tell people, how much should I sell this for? If you paid this amount, like, I could tell you I would sell it for $10, but you didn't pay what I paid to get it. Yeah, I am. I just, right now, I can't wholesale nothing. I gotta get y'all. Listen, I gotta get out of. I got some time, a little couple months left, and then I'll start selling again. But right now, like, I just be like, I'll be up, I do stuff, and then I just be like, I gotta go to sleep. because like when you're pregnant, you got energy and everything like that, but then you have your moment of like it's yeah. So I'm like, did I take my prenatal pill? Is this the reason why I feel like this? So I'll be having to get my sleep. So I don't want people looking for their order and stuff, and I'm just somewhere knocked out, and that's why I was like, I don't know if I should do that right now. I think I need to wait until after I give birth, and then I can get into selling and stuff like that. So yes. Yeah, but the wholesale I gave you guys in group coaching, we always talk about the place where you can go and wholesale your stuff, and you can make a killing. And I'm telling you, it's all about your presentation. I had a young lady contact me about 3 days ago, and no, maybe a little more than 3 days ago, and she never coached with me. She never took a class with me. She never came. She never did. I'm talking about she never did not a thing with me. And she came to me like, oh, I'm just ready to quit. I'm ready to give up. All of my stuff was selling on Christmas. Now it's not selling. And I'm looking like, who are you? Like, who the heck are you? I've never met you. We never had one conversation, and I'm supposed to be super say that. And I was like, look, have we ever coached before? Have we ever did anything before? But when I went to go look, I was like, I see why your stuff not selling. Like, I can kind of just look at it and tell. Like, it's so many different reasons. I can eyeball stuff and know why. Like, I'm like, I can just look at it and be like, oh yeah, see, no, that is the reason why it's not selling. You know what I mean? And presentation is big. So I see a lot of people with a lot of zeal, and they just excited, and you know what I'm saying. And but it's all about like you like the best thing I tell people, like, the best thing you got to do is you got to study out how to present that stuff. Because if I'm telling you, if I would not have grown that Patreon to 260 people in such little time, if I did not, hey, good to see you. If I did not have good presentation on those products. So when people seen my Easter candle, I just got this next to me, but when people seen my Easter candle and they was like, what's it called? Peep show. They were just moved and excited, like, oh my God, peep show. Like, they was like, it's because I put peeps on the inside. And some sprinkles and stuff like that. They were just excited about that, because the presentation was good. But if I had just put all my stuff on this old raggedy little kitchen counter with this dark, no kind of lighting, no nothing. Lighting is important. If I did that, people would just scroll over that stuff and not pay it no mind. They wouldn't even pay it no mind. When I went and made the loaf pans, I think strawberry shortcake loaf pan. I'm talking about people was like, man, this, this, and mind you, people been making a loaf pan for a long time. They didn't just start making it when I put it out there. It was already done by multiple people, probably hundreds of people. And when they seen it, they were just so drawn to it. Why? Because I made sure, I was like, okay, we need to put it on 2 different colors, and we need to make sure it's bright. So while I'm taking this picture, I need to bring this thing in, and I need to lay this light on top of it, and I need to make sure it's really, really bright. She said it made her head spin. Yeah, so that's what it is. If we gotta make sure we put, so when she said it to me, I was like, okay. She was just, I don't even know. Oh, I'm ready to quit. And I'm looking like, let me tell you something. This is something I want to tell y'all, and a lot of people going to think I'm incompassionate. They're going to think that this is mean, but I want to let y'all know something in business. You got to separate your heart from your business. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when business is not like, help me say this the right way. Business is ministry, but business is not ministry. So if I'm out here and I'm because that's what I'm always, I'm a preacher. So before any of this, I would be on Periscope preaching to thousands of people, and, and I had a large following and stuff like that. And so that was me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to separate that, because I would be so I would have such empathy for people. And then I had to really look into it and say, no, you have to separate this from business, because you have very successful African American and Caucasian people, and they know how to do business, separate themselves. They will sit there and tell you, if you pick up that candle, and they like, how much is this candle, ma'am? Uh, 7.90. Well, it's 7.99. Well, I only got, well, ma'am, I'm sorry, that's the price of the candles or whatever. I do have some cheaper options. I have some small cupcakes over here, which was $5. So this is a little bit around your budget. I believe you'll like these cupcakes. The only thing I advise you to do is put a nice little saucer underneath. So when you get that over spillage or whatever, it's going to make your house smell like strawberries, blah, 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 blah. They did not say, oh, well, yeah, so, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I gave it to a girl. I felt bad for her, so you have to separate yourself from that. And when I learned that, that's a valuable key, because you'll find yourself burnt out, basically dealing with matters that's irrelevant to what you were doing, if that makes sense. You'll find yourself really, really burnt out. Okay, so that's what I had to realize. I was like, okay, to prevent burnout, I have to deal with matters in a certain kind of way, And so when people come to me when they like that, and I'm like, you're not in a Patreon, you didn't coach with me, you haven't came to one class, you just coming to me so you could get this build up, and you need the information to get your business going, and then I'll never see you again. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to burn myself out trying to help people that's not trying to help themselves, meaning that you're not taking advantage of the tools and the things that are available, which is cheap. So you have to learn how to kind of separate your heart from your business, and it will cause you to build a stronger fort, if that makes sense. Like it's your business is stronger, so people won't come to you trying to haggle you on your prices and trying to make you feel like they'll devalue your products and things like that make you feel like what you have is not valuable, and you'll turn around and you'll be like thinking like, dang, should I sell it less? Am my prices too high, or whatever the case may be? So you have to really build a fort in your mind. No, I have very good products. People love I'm very confident in my products. When I go out, hands down, when I go to pop-up shops and malls and stuff like that, and I put that swatch on them, and I just get them a little, and they taking that, and they go, ooh, I'm confident in my products, and then when people come searching me out, because I would just go and just sell it, because I'm like, I got too much stuff, just, oh God, and people start searching me out, I'm very confident. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I have good products. So you can't talk me out of nothing. You can't talk me down. You can't make me feel like my products is nothing or whatever, because I know what I have. I've studied it out. I put it out there. I'm not giving you something like, even with the body wash. Y'all know I wasn't going to make no body wash until I felt like it was not going to dry, because every other body wash recipe I had would dry my skin out. So I just was like, I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sell my body wash cheap. I know this is good. You know what I'm saying? So, just kind of learning. You guys have to learn, how to wear big boots in business, and don't wear soft toe shoes. And that means that you have to sometimes stand up and say no, and then there's people who think that they can contact me 24 hours a day on Messenger along their journey, and I don't accept that, because I'm like, you got to do your research, you got to study, and anything you do in your life, you study, like the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. You cannot be in business and not study. Don't come to me for everything. I'm not your encyclopedia. I'm not your, you know what I'm saying? I'm not your dictionary. I'm not your skincare, this and that and the third. No, if you're making this product, take your behind online and do your research, and you find out what do you need to put inside of it to do this or that or that or this. So now I've gotten to the point where I stop answering questions, because at once I say, okay, they're having technical difficulties. Let me navigate them. Let me help them to get the product right. Okay, you got it right. You good. Everybody in the family like it. Ooh, oh my God, yes, they screaming about it. And then you come back and say, okay, now this need to be, I want to make it more. That's when you go and do your research. Okay, so that's when I cut you off, and because I'm telling you, if I sit there and I do my research, I cannot, like, if I want to find, how do you guys just think for a second. You don't have no other Patreon. I've been in a lot of different companies of people. There's no other Patreon that have a vendor level that give you guys so many vendors. Citric acid and baking soda and you got, I mean, I'm talking about, you got cheap fragrance and different suppliers for boxes and all of this kind of, you're getting all of this in this Patreon. You would not get that nowhere else. How did I get that information? I learned how to research. So if I am not lazy and I can stay up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm researching, then that doesn't give you an exemption and be like, well, I'm just going to get it from her and I'm not going. No, because in my mind, I'm not going to build a lazy people. So if I'm building you and I'm helping you, then I'm not going to sit back and enable you to be lazy. So that's where, I just kind of fall back and say, all right, guys, like, I'm going to ignore you. Happy birthday, Jen. It's your birthday, Shody. It's your birthday, Shody. It's your birthday, Shody. All right. So so yeah, so you gotta get to the point where you know what I'm saying? Like I'm giving you the information. I'm like, just do your research. Like everything has to be researched. When me and Kanika was making our soap, we wanted to go beyond the ZAP test because the ZAP test was almost about to kill us. Because both of us was making our soap on the we used the pilot things, the things that you buy and you just put it on there, and the heating element pilot things from Walmart or whatever, the electric heating element. And so we were using that, and it was like, it was just giving us some problems. Like because if you got a really big pot, you got issues with it finishing and taking too long to finish. And I'm like, oh my God, why is it taking so long? So many issues. So we both was ZAP testing, and I was like, dang, I say, oh, it feel like, ugh. Like, you know how people in the movie when they got cocaine on their tongue and they be like, they can't feel their tongue. I was like, oh, this is like some old, I can't feel my tongue. And I was like, don't you? And then I looked at hers and I said, girl, don't you ZAP test. Don't you ZAP test. That stuff looks so acidic. I was like, don't do it. And so, and so the ZAP test was gonna kill us. It was like I felt like I was eating live. And so I said, okay, I've been doing this soap for years and I've been using the ZAP test method for it. I was like, now we're gonna have to learn the pH levels. And so both of us at that particular time, we went and learned. So she got the pH strips, I got the pH strip digital thing or whatever, because I already had that. But I like the pH strips. And instead of I want the pH strips versus the digital thing because to me it's more simple and it's more hands-on, like, because you have to put it in water and mix the paste in, and I just don't really feel confident in the number that I get from the pH digital one versus the strips. So I'm going to get the strips. But anyway, and so we learned the pH levels and stuff. So now we feel more confident in putting out our soaps, body washes, and stuff like that. So we had to go and learn that. We didn't have nobody to just contact and be like, yo, how do you do this? How do you do that? We didn't have nobody to do that. So, that's why I'm trying to explain to people. I'm like, don't keep coming to me I'm not answering you. I'm ignoring you. I'm going to leave you right there in the inbox and you're not going to get seen. I'm not going to even open it up because I'm like, I cannot do that. Like, I'm like, if I keep responding to you, then you think I'm 24-hour customer service and you're going to keep coming to me. So I'm not going to allow you to latch on to me and do that because I didn't do that. I was up studying. I found me a couple websites that had so much valuable information. I connected with another lady that has a soap company and she's been doing it for years, and she opened up a Patreon, but on YouTube she give out all her information for free. But I still felt like, I was like, you are so valuable. I just want to sow into you some kind of way. So I'm going to join your Patreon just because I don't want to feel like, I just was like, you're valuable, like I want to sow into that. And so she gives valuable information in her Patreon, and so much to the point where I'm able to just kind of study stuff in there, because she posts like, this is how you thicken this, and this is what chemicals you use for this, and so it's just so much. And once you just kind of learn to study, it makes things much easier for you along the way. So when I studied, I was like, okay, you got people who hit the wall and they say, oh, why is my body wash thing, not body wash, scrubs turning brown, and and I'm like, you couldn't research and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could go online and just type in sugar scrub turn brown, and the first thing that's going to come up is going to say vanillin in fragrance, the percentage of vanillin, avoid this, avoid that. And then of course, I gave people the information on to get the vanilla color stabilizer, so people know how to stabilize their stuff now, and they don't have to worry about the vanillin. But this is something that, what I'm saying is, these are things that you can study. You can study. You don't need to, you know what I'm saying? Do it. And that way you can explain your products to people. When you study, you can explain your products to people. You can tell them, I can tell them, oh, in this particular recipe, I use this oil. Like I was telling you about safflower oil, or sunflower versus safflower. And what you get, Tanika? I was talking about safflower versus sunflower, and we was talking about how the safflower oil is good for babies that's just born. You can use it at birth, and the sunflower oil is good for babies. Titanium dioxide. I still ain't got none. And the sunflower oil is good for babies that is over 4 months. So you can't use sunflower oil on babies that's under 4 months. But guess what I had to do to find that information? I had to study. Because I was like, okay, if I'm going to make a baby butter, I want to make sure every single thing that I'm putting inside this baby butter is safe for baby skin. So I took and I don't like, and then I found out that olive oil was not good for baby skin. So the original recipe had olive oil in it. I took that out because I was like, I did my research and it's not good for a baby skin, a baby under 4 months. And I started really going through it, and I was like, okay, coconut oil is good because you can even feed a baby coconut oil because it's so natural. You know what I mean? Even if but you still have to find out they're allergic to nuts and stuff like that. But coconut oil is good for the skin. So I was like, okay, we're going to use this, we're going to use that. So I had to research. I couldn't just put out a baby butter because somebody gave me a recipe. I had to look at behind the scenes on that baby butter and say, I can't use this. I can't use that. I can't use this. I can't use that. And I had to do it that way, and just put with kokum butter, shea butter, like all kinds of stuff that's good for a baby's skin. And then another thing we was talking about earlier, everybody that was like, I always try to make baby butter, but it always come out hard. And I had to go and do my research and say, okay, how can I get this? I'm using all of these hard butters, and this is what, people know because they know that this is good for a baby skin. But how can I break this down and make it into something soft? And something that, I could just easily go in and it's like creamy and soft and it's not hard at all. I was like, that's what I want. So I posted that recipe for y'all the other day or whatever. And then I gave y'all the Baby Magic, how to get the Baby Magic fragrance oil vendor on the $20 level as well. Because I like the Baby Magic dupe, the fragrance oil. For baby products, it just gives it that, like that real baby feel. So if you had a pop-up shop and people like smelling it and they like, oh, that smells just like baby, it's just Baby Magic. You can't go wrong with that smell. That smell was always good. Yeah, so just that's what we talking about. So just kind of researching. Oh, thank you. just kind of researching and making sure that what you're putting out there is what's, because I never want to be nowhere and somebody walk up to me and be like, well, you know that you can't use this in a da 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 da. I want to make sure that I do my research and I know what I can use and what I can't use. And then I want to make sure that when I put it out there, it's safe. You know what I mean? So every product that I put on Patreon has been tested. It's been used. You know what I'm saying? Like we make sure that we tested everything. We tested. Well, before I put the body wash out there, I was scrubbing my booty with it. Okay, I was making sure I loved it, and I'm still using it. Every time I go away, and I'm not. I just used it last night too, and I love it. Okay, uh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, see, you had to study the difference between stearic acid and yes, that's right. So that's a person that says, I need to study this, I need to know. So when you go to a place and people ask you questions about your product, you can say, oh, you know what, we could use this. This is less harmful. Instead, oh, I can't use arrowroot powder for some reason. Arrowroot powder doesn't really, it dries me out. And you're like, oh no, I use in this one, because you can substitute that arrowroot powder for colloidal oats. And some people will go and buy colloidal oats, but I'm telling you to buy a food process, the food chopper, get your oatmeal, put it in there, and it turns into powder. So there's your colloidal oats. So if you want to sell colloidal oats to people, that's all you gotta do. Just dump it in there. And that's it. It turns into just powder, the powder form. So that powder form, you can use that, and that can basically absorb the moisture that the oil, because you don't like to use the butter. And think about that back in the day when we used to get body butters, they used to be very greasy, very oily, and people don't like that, especially in the summertime. People like things light that, fast absorbing. I just put that body butter on my hand, and it's fast absorbing. Like it don't look all greasy. Like you don't see my hand shining. You can't really even, you could tell I put it on a little bit, but it's not like, greasy where you can look at it and it's like a pot of grease. I rub that. And yeah, so people don't like that. And so you got colloidal oats, in the powder form, you can use that instead of arrowroot. And so you can call it, then at that point, you can give it a different name. When I put avocado butter, I used a little avocado oil, and people, they gravitated towards it because it was green, and I called it avocado butter. So they was like, oh, avocado, and it was really, really good because it's like a lotion, and it is beautiful. It was so beautiful. Yeah, so you just kind of, just do your research and see how, like she just said, can I use salsa powder or cornstarch? If you go online or you test it out, you'll see that the chemicals in salsa powder versus the chemicals that's in, not chemicals, but the ingredients in salsa powder versus the ingredients inside of cornstarch. And you say, are they similar? Like, what would give me that bubbly reaction? You know what I'm saying? Is this the way that I'm going to get it? And try it out. Substitute it out, and then you can look at it and say, like, oh, okay, I do want to use, because salsa is very expensive. I got a huge bag of it that I had for a very long time, and I be holding on to. Well, I don't just like hold on to it because I only use a little in a recipe, but I had bought a huge bag. And I'm telling you, I bought that a long time ago. And people look at this bag that I have like it's $1,000 bag. Like, and I'm like, when I brought it, I don't even think I paid $100 for it. I just brought it, and it wasn't that expensive for me. So, that was what it was back then. But now it's kind of different. Things went up. So, but I did put a vendor in the vendors part of the Patreon where you can get that vendor or whatever the case may be. So anyway, guys, like I told you earlier, if you are not a Patreon member, that is fine. Most of the classes I put on sale, 50% off. So you can go on to diamondshinesoap.com, use the code SHINE50, like shine bright like a diamond, 50, and use that at the end of your, when you down to the end of your transaction about to check out, and it'll just take all of it off and it'll make all those classes half off. So I'm gonna post it again on Facebook today. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, it's the Millionaires Candle Making Club. You join that club, and you'll be updated with stuff that we doing. So we got the cereal bowl class coming up. We got the cold process class coming up, cold process soap. We got the hot process soap class coming up. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Everything else, I'll just kind of keep you guys updated. But I wanted to do the cereal bowls because I was like, it's summertime coming. People love those cereal bowls. So I'm going to help you guys get them going. And so they don't just burn out on you. You know what I mean by that. And they will burn out like you because you put too much color and stuff. So just kind of give you guys a way to do it to keep everything balanced. And that way when you burn it, it won't just go out or whatever. I'm going to make hot processed soap for the first time today. You will love it. You will love it. You're going to be up there just rubbing it all on yourself in the shower, honey. I don't use, yeah, she said, Kimberly said, I don't think salsa and cornstarch are compatible. Yeah. That's why I say you gotta like look into it and just, yeah. I don't replace it, the salsa. I just buy it if I need it. But to be honest with you, if I buy it, I have to buy it from a vendor that's selling it at a normal price. I'm not buying it off of Amazon. Amazon make you not Amazon make you not want to buy nothing because it's too high. They sell a little tiny bit on Amazon for all of this money. Like they make that stuff so unaffordable for people. I mean, really, I'm like, dang, just you get one ounce of salsa and I'm paying $20 for it. So Amazon too high. Yeah, you got to get off of there. You got to stay off of there. This is too high. I got some polysorbate off of there recently and it was expensive. Yeah, some people will use it, but that's why I say you got to test it out and see if it's the reaction that you want. You know the reaction that you want in your bath bombs. Anyway, I got to get my bath bomb. I got to get my bath bomb class thing too. So that's something I'm going to work on this weekend and get everything for that. Because I had the Easter egg bath bomb, spent all that money on that mold, and they didn't even use it yet. Now I told everybody else to buy them too, and they ain't. So I had to make like a little, a video or something teaching people how to use it. Yes, I am, Kim. Yes, I am. I have a body butter recipe for the summer months, and I'm going to work on that. I got from Saturday, well, today, because I'm just kind of clean up and unload boxes. Until Monday, I'm going to be uploading recipes and stuff like that. She said, I can't make a bath bomb to save my life. Well, you know what? We had the powder. We did the powder, what was that, 2 weeks ago? A little bit over 2 weeks ago. Yep, we did that powder. Yeah, so the powder was just basically the same thing that's inside of a bath bomb, but you just, have it in a jar and they kind of just dump it in the tub or just take some scoops out of it and do it that way instead of the bomb. Because some people can't really work with the molds. They like, it just keeps falling apart. The molds is easy for me. Now, it's these plastic molds that I'm like, what the heck is this all about? So I got to learn how to really use those. The 3D ones is just, they're pretty simple as long as your recipe good. It'll come right out the 3D ones. But the plastic ones that, you got to munch down and tap, I'm like, Lord. So, yeah, I will be working with that one. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave y'all today with these lovely, lovely things. Get your oil. Get all your ingredients for your hot process and your cold process soap class. And make sure that you get what you need, your supplies for your cereal candle class. Okay, because we're going to come together. We're going to do some cereal candles. So just make sure you order all your supplies and you're ready to go. I want you guys to have a wonderful, blessed day. I'm going to go get my groceries off the porch because they delivered them about 15 minutes ago. And I got popsicles because the kids about to come in and run rampant for Easter. So I've been getting, just getting all their little stuff. And just getting prepared for that because I was like, I got to get me a jumpy house, you know. So I'm gonna have a nice little Easter for the kids. I'm gonna make sure I get me a whole bunch of eggs, put some money in the eggs and hide them. And I'm gonna kick all the big kids away because you know the big kids they gonna find all the ones with money and they outsmart the little kids. So I got something for the big kids. I'm gonna get your behind out of here. All right, so let me go ahead and get back to everything. I want you guys to have a good day. Remember, to just get your supplies and when you come to class, be well prepared. I don't want a bunch of note takers. Everybody watching me. All right, and so look forward to the things I'm about to upload this week and this weekend. I'll upload some new stuff to Patreon. I'm back. Okay, so I'm back. I got a little bit of stuff unpacked. I still got more, but I'm ready to get back into it. Okay, you guys have a good weekend. Happy Friday.